guys, what's going on? F1 here, and welcome back. Welcome to Slay the Spire 2. I wanted to do something a little different today, for obvious reasons, but yeah, we're going to be doing Slay the Spire 2 because not only is it recent, but I kind of like the game personally myself. I haven't played the first game, but the second game is arguably harder from what I've heard, so we're starting with Slay the Spire 2. Even though I'm familiar with Slay the Spire 1. If you don't know this series, I don't blame you. Well, I wouldn't blame you, but it'd be kind of surprising. You wouldn't be clicking this, right? But hey, if you enjoy card game roguelikes, this is probably up your alley. I've decided I have two profiles. Obviously, I've played one profile more than the other. I'm going to be basically doing the same thing as Magecraft, I believe it's called. So yeah, we're going to be basically playing on Profile 2. Everything is going to be new and unlocked as we go. And I won't be progressing any farther unless, of course, we get to that point. But I digress. Without further ado, let's just get into things and see what happens. We are going to immediately start with the Ironclad. He is the last soldier of the Ironclads and crushes foes with his sword and flame against his will. He is probably the easiest to pick up on. I've not won a run with him yet, personally, but I figure it'd be interesting to kick this out of the park and see how we go, because I do manage to get him pretty far. We do not need a brief tutorial. I will summarize it as best as I possibly can, and hey, if you want to read the tutorial, I'm sure you can find somebody else who does it, but I don't need to go through that with you guys. I'll explain it as we go. Alright, so as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of options. The legend basically goes over what things are. Unknown basically are random events. Merchant gets you gets you purchasable items which you can buy with gold. Treasure is treasure where you get relics and gold. A rest site gives you the ability to heal or upgrade a card in your deck. Enemies are basically the normal run-of-the-mill enemies that you fight along their path, which will get you cards and gold, and with the chance of potions. Whereas elites give you powerful relics, much like the Burning Blood, for example, as one of the many options available to you. As it is our first run, we should probably focus on playing a bit more defensive, so we are going to avoid the elites unless I can confidently take out some enemies. I think it's in our best interest that we hit as many campfires as possible, so we're going to hit the campfires here. That gets us 3, and we'll go for more events, and then hit the campfire there until we get to the boss. That will just be the standardized choice for us. Yes, I could go for this campfire instead, but we'd be missing out on more campfires, I think, in the future, so... Well, I guess I could do that. So it's either a choice between going along here or going along here. And really it just comes down to whether we get an extra campfire or we get an elite into the mix. I think we take the risk and go for an elite, though. It's early enough in the run that I think we can take it. So we'll start with the first fight and we'll go from there. Alright, so the summary is basically you deal damage to the enemy, they deal damage to you. You're given the cards necessary to block or attack the enemy. In this instance, we want to minimize as much damage as possible, so we throw down 2 defense. That's going to give us 10 block against the 12 damage that he does. We do some extra damage because of our strike. I could use Bash to get vulnerable, but there's no need to waste our health on such a easy fight. Not this early on, anyways. We can go with 1 defend here, and we'll throw down 2 strikes on top of this. That's just a staple choice. I will go over the cards after the combat is over, but for now, it does look like he is going to try and buff, so we want to actually bash here and then attack. And that will basically increase the damage of our attacks by an additional 3, because it's a 50% increase. And because of that, we should be able to just kill. And there we go. We get healed to full, and we're basically good to continue. Now is when things get interesting, because now let me show you the deck. We start off with 5 strikes, 4 defense, and a bash, a total of 10 cards. You get the choice between attacks, skills, and powers among the card choices. It really depends on how you want to do things, but yeah, it's just a decision on whether you want to do like things like Tremble or anything like that. I think for us, we should probably go with Tremble and get that vulnerable stacking, just so we can apply more damage. Bash is nice, but I personally believe that lower cost cards are better in general. Like Setup Strike, for example, it gives you extra strength. Tremble, which gives you more applications with a cheaper cost. Yes, it does mean you mitigate the amount of damage that you're doing, but yeah. I'm going to go with Tremble, though, for this one. We are then going to have to decide where we want to go. We haven't gotten a good strong card yet, so we'll keep going until we hit here, and then we'll have to decide whether we want to diverge off. Yes, this does mean we lose out on a campfire, but I think this is the wisest choice for us. So we're going to go that way. Alright, we're looking at a 3 and 4 damage. It would be wise to take out the guy in the back. We'll do 2 attacks here and throw a defend. Because we took him out, we basically don't have to worry about the extra 4 damage. But obviously, this Twig Slime is about to ruin our day. So yeah, he's going to throw that. We're going to throw a... Well, no, if I do 2 attacks on this guy, it means less damage I have to worry about. And we'll throw a block just so we take 6 damage. As long as we don't take more, we should be able to heal the full, which is nice enough. Alright, we will apply 2 vulnerable here, and throw down another attack. And we should be able to kill him next turn, assuming we get a 2 strikes at least. No, but we do manage to get 3 blocks, so that is good enough. And we can just get the vulnerable with that 1 card, and that should be good enough for me. That is actually not enough. But what I can do is we'll do 2 defends and we'll do a strike just so we prep him for next turn. Yes, we do get to 73 HP, but that's fine. This is enough to get a kill. So we do... So damage does persist as you go through the run. That is just normal with this game, so don't be too surprised. And now we're introduced to a very interesting situation. We can lose 1 HP to deal 9 damage to all enemies. We can gain 2 strength, and this just retains for the entire combat. Strength basically increases the amount of damage you deal. Or we could go with Anger, which deals 6 damage and it adds a copy to your discard pile. If we had a lot of card draw and discard, this would probably be a decent tool. But arguably, it's not the best right now. Breakthrough would be a good early game area clear. And considering we only got single target, it's not a bad thing to consider. Inflame is just in general good because it will increase your damage. I am going to go with Inflame here, just to increase our damage output, because I think that's just a realistically good option. Alright, now we're given the Brightness Egg. We've got the choice to either eat the egg, which will increase our HP, or retake the egg. For these events, I will be narrating them all, so let's start with the narration. The Bredonius Nest. You spot an enormous shambling beast chased off an injured green bird. In the alcove the bird fled from, a single unguarded egg lies abandoned. Your stomach gurgles. You can either eat the egg, or you can take the egg. I am going to take the egg because I believe this is a very potent attack card. So, plus you also get a fun thing with it, so we're taking the egg this time. You gently scoop up the egg and stow it thinking it may hatch into something useful later. And we proceed. Alright, we'll go to this next fight, see what we get. Okay, we've got the Beetle. This guy isn't that bad, we just have to take him out really quickly, otherwise he could be a little bit problematic. Although, he's not that problematic, if I'm being real. I believe in this instance we want to defend and bash. That'll give some damage and it will apply vulnerable. Yes, we'll take 2 damage, but we're healing 6 every combat, so... Alright, we are left with Inflame and 3 strikes. We can either... Well, we can actually kill here, I think. Yep, there we go. We do 6 damage with our attacks because of the vulnerable. I thought I almost made a misplay there. Alright, we are given Iron Wave, Dismantle, or Cinder. Iron Wave is a good staple card, but I think I'm going to be taking Dismantle here, solely because we are relying on Invulnerable right now. So that is probably the best course of action. So we're going to take Dismantle here. Plus, it's a good damage card, better than what we normally get, so there you go. Alright, we're now running into more enemies. We've got... Okay, so 3, 9, 12. If I can get rid of one of them, I can get rid of a majority. But I don't think I'll be able to kill them unless I deal 20 damage here. I'll just throw this. Oh, right. They have that thing, damn it. Alright, well, that's a bit of a bummer. We're just gonna full block it to get 10 block. It means we take 2 damage, but it's a small price I have to pay. I forgot they have the slippery effect, which makes it so the enemy only loses 1 HP instead. So you have to get rid of that slippery effect before you can actually deal damage to them. It's annoying, but it needs to be done. Alright. I guess in this instance we probably bash Dismantle. Or we could do slash Dismantle, because it is 8 damage. Yeah, no, we do a... Oh, right, the other 2 are not vulnerable right now. Okay, so in this instance, what I want to do is I just want to dismantle here. And we will block, and we'll get rid of one of the attacks here. Just so we can get through. Yes, it does mean we take a bunch of damage, but unfortunately, we just got 4 card draw. Alright. We will throw down a... Inflame here, I guess. That'll give us 10 damage, which is enough to take this guy out. Alternatively, we block and get 1. I think it's ideal that we do this. We'll break this guy's guard. Yes, it does mean that we'll take 1 damage, but it's better than taking 3 and keeping the others alive. But I digress. Okay. We can attack either one of them and then throw down a block. That will make us take 1 damage, which is good enough. And we'll just have to make do with that. And this guy is coming in with a 3. All we do is just do this and strike. There we go. Easy peasy. Took a bit of damage there, but it can't be helped. Alright. We've got the choice between Stomp, Shrug It Off, or Armament. Armament is a good staple for your builds if you're looking to get some upgrades in your hand. Shrug It Off is a good alternative to your defend cards because it allows you to draw some cards from your deck, which card draw is important in this game. The alternative is obviously we just upgrade our armaments. Normally I would consider armaments, but getting that card draw early is actually pretty good. And it would be good in place of blocks. Or I could do a Stomp, which would deal damage to all enemies. I'm going to go with the realistic option and go with armaments. That's just a good staple to have. It's good to help you out early on. And now we deal with the Mauler. We're just going to have to block and double attack here. We do take some damage, but it can't be helped. Okay, he is going to... Yeah, he's going to debuff us. So what we want to do here is we're going to inflame. Normally I would consider using Bash, but we can technically do a better card by doing a Tremble and Dismantle, which will deal 30 damage total. There we go. Oh, okay, so that key actually is key to that. Okay. Okay, so apparently there's a command console, and I did not realize that. Okay. So this is 12 damage. What I can do is I can use Armament here, and I can upgrade a Defend to get 8 block. This will give me the block I need to block the 12 damage, and it's the big reason why I did that in the first place. We do suffer from Vulnerable for 3 turns, though, which is a big bummer. But we do have enough damage to just take him out this turn. And we're up to 74 HP. Nice. We get a Strength Potion, which will help us in the immediate fight to come. And we've got a choice between Thunderclap, Setup Strike, or Rage. Thunderclap is a good staple. It applies vulnerable to all enemies, and upgraded, while it doesn't do much, the vulnerable to all enemies and damage is good. Rage. Whenever you plan an attack, gain 3 block. This is good if we have a lot of attacks, which realistically we don't have enough to warrant grabbing it just yet. Setup Strike is decent when you want to get your strength raised, like a lot, but I don't think this is the play. We're more so relying on Vulnerable, so ideally we want to get rid of Bash in place of just using Tremble or Thunderclap, for example. I think it's a Thunderclap angle, but I'm actually going to abstain for now. It may seem like an odd decision, but I think it's for the best. Now, do I think I can take on Elite? With this, if I were to Armament Dismantle and I get the Tremble off, I think I can make it work. I am going to go risk it for the biscuit. We can either hatch the egg, smith, or rest. Given the egg is doing nothing in our deck right now, let's just hatch it. And we get the relic, Bird Pip. Upon pickup, gain the card Bird Swoop, and a Bird Pip will accompany you in battles. So we get a high damaging free cost card, which is a nice addition to our deck. At least it's better than it being, useless. Okay, we are given a 16. We're gonna have to probably block here. I'll up the defense here just so I'm min-maxing as much as I can. I'll drink the Strength Potion to give myself a bit of a boost. And we're just going to immediately Bird Swoop. There. Oh, I should have used Vulnerable. Ah, well. I'll just throw down some extra damage, just get as much as I can out. And we take 3 damage. We do need to take this guy out as fast as we possibly can. So I do need to keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm going to actually take the damage here. We're going to take a little over 10 damage. Well, give or take. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, we're going to be taking 18 regardless here, so let's just Inflame Bash. This will apply Vulnerable, and hopefully, if we're lucky, we can get the Dismantle off. But we're taking a lot of damage here, unfortunately. This will deal 15. Ideally, we just want to block here. We've got time to apply the Vulnerable again, so it's not like it's a huge rush. Alright, here we go. We will apply Tremble. That'll give 2 Vulnerable here. We then down with Dismantle, and then Bird's Third Rush. There we go. We basically took out its mother, unfortunate. Unfortunate, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Okay, we got a very good relic. Varja. Start each combat with 1 strength. Considering our build right now, strength is the way to go. We've got the choice between Bludgeon, Pyre, or Evil Eye. I'm going to go with Pyre because this just gives us more energy to start out each turn. And if we upgrade it, we get more energy. So having a setup card like that is really good early on. And we got some extra block just in case. We're going to go to this site, and then we'll have to decide where we go next. Ooh, these guys are not fun. Okay, I've got 15 damage here. I can technically increase that if I so desire. If I take out the Assassin Raider, that'd be good. So if I apply Tremble, I could guarantee a kill on either of these two. It's probably best that I focus on the Assassin to start with. I could also make one Tremble. Well, yeah, no, Tremble applies to something. Alright. We're definitely using Inflame. That is a given. We will probably... Okay, so we can do 17 damage to her. Or I could do 17 damage to either of these two. I think we want to get rid of her, and then we can just defend. Yeah, let's get rid of her first. Yeah, we'll use... We will ignore Tremble, and we'll just wail on her, I guess. There we go. And we'll just defend to get ourselves a block to defend against the Axe Raider. Next, we want to focus on the Tracker Raider, I believe. He's going to do 8 damage as opposed to 5 that we're taking. Alright. We will have to take 5 damage, but I'd say that's a small price. We will have to ignore the Pyre, but better than taking extra 5 damage, so we ball. Alright, we got armaments. We will have to block here or deal a ton of damage. If I do this, I deal 11, which will bring him down quite a bit. We are currently doing 9 damage. If I upgrade Bash, I could probably get it. Let's see. So currently 8 damage up to 10 damage, so it would increase by 2. So it would be brought up to 13 damage versus the strike, which would be brought up by 3. So I think we armaments upgrade to Bash. Well, let's see. 11 damage applies to vulnerable, so... So we need to... So he's got 26 HP, right? We reduce that down to 15. We also then do 1.5 times of 9. And that'll bring it to 13. So we won't be able to do enough damage to take him out, unfortunately. So I think this is a defensive upgrade angle. There we go. We can just barely block it. Alright, now we deal with him. Because now he doesn't have the block available to him. We can then just do this and wail him down. There we go. We're healed up to 50. And we got a few choices here. We got Uppercut, True Grit, or Battle Trance. I'm going to go with Battle Trance. That's just a good card draw early on, or a good card draw, just in case we need it. And let's decide where we're going. I think we're going to go right here, so that way we take this chest, we're then going to take the mystery, go for this guy, and that way we can get to a shop, and another mystery, and then another campfire, and then we should be good. Thankfully, we're good on HP, quite good on it. And hey, we just got the Gorget, or Gorgets? One of the words. It'll give us a block early on, which is actually really good. Ooh, we also got this. Okay. We can either heal 9 and upgrade a card on our deck, or enchant a card with Sewn. I'll go over Sewn in a minute. You narrowly avoid stepping on a bright, sharp seed. Its unmistakable color gives away it's a sapphire seed. Weren't these incredible seeds supposed to be instinct? Legend says that consuming one can greatly amplify your endurance, but what if you plant it and nourish it instead? So we can either upgrade a card and heal 9, or we could enchant a card with Sown. Enchanting a card basically gives you 1 energy in exchange, and we actually have the perfect card for it to use, I do believe. It's only the first time you play it, mind you, so that is something worth noting. But it could be the difference between pulling out a card from your from the deck versus not. I'm going to be using it on Pyre specifically, because that will allow it to be technically considered a 1 cost, just to get permanent 1 energy. So I'd say that's a good return for having it. You scour the overgrowth and find a pot with good aeration. Then you trek around, searching for an untouched spot where light peeks through a cracked wall. Carefully, you reinforce the pot with bark and vine to camouflage it. Fill it with loamy, nutrient-rich soil, and nestle the seed just beneath the surface. Finally, you gather dew from nearby plants and pour it over the soil. Grow big, little seed. Unknowingly, the sapphire seed attaches to you spiritually, thankful of your hard work. Alright, let's go to the enemy here. We've got 2 of these niblets, it seems. Okay. We are probably going to go with a defend, tremble, strike combo here. That'll have to do. Thankfully, the plating does give us the protection we need. We can use armament to upgrade Battle Trance, which will give us 4 extra cards to look through. This is probably the angle that we want, so I'm going to upgrade this and Battle Trance. We are given a few options. We're probably going to go with Pyre, just so we get a more energy come next turn. And we're also given 1 extra energy to keep ourselves safe. Now, we could either defend here, or we could... Well, we're going to have to Bird Swoop regardless, so... I think it's a defend angle with a Bird Swoop. This will give us the most block that we can in this instance, which just brings us down to one loss of HP. Or 1 point loss, if you will. Alright, we're suffering from a bit of damage here. The ideal solution would be to take this guy out, so we're going to go with the Inflame angle here. This will give us just enough damage to deal damage to this guy. We can then throw down a Defend, and we can just do as much damage here. There we go. We are brought to just enough defense to get 1 damage again. Just a bare minimum to survive. Alright, and because of our 4 energy angle, we can actually just nuke this guy down really quickly. Here we go. We get an energy potion, which gives us enough energy to work with. We've got the choice between Bloodletting, Whirlwind, or Tremble. Whirlwind is a good... It's tempting. It would give us 5 to 8 damage if upgraded. It would cover the AoE aspects that we're going to need later, but I think there's a better card out there. Bloodletting is the next alternative, and I think that's probably the angle we want to go, just to keep our energy reserves up. Although, Pyre will cover that in the future, so I'm not sure if we actually need it. I'm going to say no. Let's keep our deck as thin as we can, I'd say. Given our current HP, I'm confident we can actually upgrade in peace. So it's really just a question of what we want to upgrade. I'd say upgrading Pyre as soon as possible is the right choice. Getting ourselves 5 energy to work with instead of 3, well, 4 when using it, is going to be amazing for prep phase. Alright, and now we've got a number of choices to go with. We've got Power, Battle Trance, Tremble. We're basically given a select number of options to go with. Strike Dummy would be tempting to increase the damage of our strikes, but I'm going to say no. Master of Strategy is tempting, because it would give us extra card draw. And considering we do need the card draw to get more cards in our deck, that's probably for the best. I don't know, though. At the end of your turn, one random attack in your hand is played against a random enemy. I think the angle here is actually another Battle Trance, believe it or not. No. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I could go the stupid angle and get extra gold, but I don't think that's the wise choice. Ideally, you only ever want one Battle Trance in your deck, because it's gonna prevent you from cycling more and more cards. So I think this is a Master of Strategy angle. But first, let's remove a card. Ideally, we're gonna get rid of Bash here. Yes, I could keep Bash, but I think we've got Tremble. Yeah, Tremble is probably going to be our best friend. And we want to minimize the amount of card cost in our hand as best as we can, anyways. The less cards we have to worry about handling here, the better. So we're going to get rid of the Bash. Okay, let's go with a... I think we go with... Damage all other... Alright, deal 8 damage. Damage all other enemies equal to the damage dealt. Omniscience is actually pretty nice, all things considering. And it would scale with strength, so this would be a good board clear, wouldn't it? No. I'm gonna go with Master of Strategy. It's just... Yes, it is. It's just one card draw, and it'll get us through the initial phases. It's the smart choice. And finally, we're going to go with the Vulnerable Potion. That's just going to help us in the boss fights. We'll go to the question mark. Oh, hello. It seems like we are... Yeah, it seems like we got this. Okay, so I'm going to throw Master of Strategy down. Let's see. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, so I could use Battle Trance here, and I should be fine. Okay, I've basically drawn near my whole deck. We'll take you out. We're doing 9 damage, so I guess we take out the Leaf Slime in the back here. Don't have to worry too much about the enemies, so yeah. Just clear them out. We've done as much prep as we can anyway, so that's good. Alright, we will do Pyre here. This is going to give us 5 energy to work with. We will use... Ooh. This guy's going to do 11. If I throw down Tremble, that would make them take 50% more damage. So 15 becomes what? That becomes 22 damage, and 7 becomes what? So 22 plus 10, that's... That becomes 33, which is just barely enough to take out the Leaf Slime, but we want to take the Twig Slime out. So I wonder, if I do Inflame, would that work? You know what? Let's use a Block Potion here. That way I don't have to worry about it. I'll throw Vulnerable on you, and... Ooh. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, I take damage regardless, it's fine. Okay, let's activate armaments to upgrade battle trance. We will battle trance here. We'll throw down a normal strike here. We'll do some card draw here. Oh, right, I can't do that. Never mind. Alright, well, there you go. Should be able to take out this guy really quickly, though. Slight misplay, but it's all good. It's all good. There we go. We get some healing out of it, and we're good. Okay. It might be a weird angle, but I think the stone armor is actually the way to go for us. Yes, it does mean that defense are going to be less important, but having a constant stacking bonus of a block is actually going to be really nice. And out of everything, I think we just want to upgrade armaments, because that will upgrade all of our cards in our hands, rather than just one singular card. That's just a good staple choice for us. And now we've got to deal with this boy. So hopefully we have the energy and the power to do so. Alright. So we are going to start off by throwing a vulnerable. We will then do a armaments here. Master of strategy here. We will throw down a pyre to get us more energy. We can then do dismantle here. That will get rid of some of the slippery. We probably want to do as much as we can here. We don't have many in the way of attack, so I'm just going to prioritize attacking now. And there we go. That should be good enough. Alright, we've got 5 energy now, and we've got plenty of block. I will throw down a stone armor to increase our plating, which will give us 7 block every turn. It's not a lot, but it's something. There we go. We're slowly whittling down his slippery effect, which is what is preventing us from doing a lot of damage. And now he's got a 27 damage boost, which is not good. We'll have to throw down Inflame. We'll block 10 damage out of it. And we're nearly there on taking him out. Or at least we're on the first stage of basically breaking through his defenses. Alright. We are going to Battle Trance here. We are then going to use Armaments here to upgrade everything. We will apply Tremble. Throw down a Dismantle. There we go. Throw down 2 strikes and a Bird Swoop. And yeah, we've got a decently strong build as long as we've prepped to some extent. Alright. We'll throw down an Armaments here, defend, and throw a strike in. There we go. We're starting to get more defense out of our attacks, so that's good. Okay, we will Battle Trance to get more card draw. Throw down some more vulnerable. Double strike him down. There we go. That is the first boss dealt with rather cleanly. We get 100 gold for reward and a special card out of our choices. We can transform all of our attacks into giant rocks, which would be funny. We could get Demon Form, which is a good staple card, and considering we're going strength, this is probably the way to go, because it will build up our strength value. Or we could go with Thrash, which deals 4 damage twice, and it exhausts a random attack in your hand. And it adds the damage to the card. We're going to go with Demon Form, though. Demon Form is just a good staple to have. As long as we get the energy, we should be good.
Oh, a visitor. You come in, dear. What can Tezcara do for you?
Alright, we're given 3 choices. We can enchant all strikes in your deck with Tezcar's Ember, which makes them cost 0 and gain Eternal. They cannot be removed or transformed from your deck, but they do cost 0 to use, which would be a good energy-efficient choice if we wanted to use strikes. We could also remove the 4 cards from our deck, but whenever you shuffle your draw pile, you add suits into your draw pile. So for 4-card removal, it's a decent choice. Considering the power of our current setup, though, I think we can go with the Golden Compass. I can tolerate that. So we're going to go with the Golden Compass, which replaces the Act 2 map with a single special path. You don't have to go this route, but it's a it's a decent choice if you want to go for something powerful. Basically, the path is predetermined for you. You basically get 2 treasures, you get 2 elites. It's not bad. So it's a total of 4 relics for just taking a single linear path for the circumstances. We're going to master strategy. Okay. Let's get rid of this guy who's dealing 8 damage first. We will miss out on the demon form early, but that's fine. Okay. Oh, right. They only take 9 damage as a result. Well, it's a good thing I've got enough to actually handle that. And yeah, my plating will basically block me from taking any more. We will have to take the guy out in the back next, I think. So we're going to do that. That's going to get us more energy. I can't really take advantage of you in particular. So you know what? We're just going to double block. It's not perfect, but it'll have to do. We'll have 5 energy next turn to really weigh down on the enemies. Okay. Little battle trance here. Oh, we got armaments. Nice. We will throw down armaments. We can do demon form. And we can up our stone plating to get more armor. That'll be a good initial. Okay, they're going to do a lot of damage now, though. So, 9, 18, 27. I can deal with this guy here. And I can block up to, yeah, everything. There you go. The plating really coming in clutch. We will tremble here, so that way we can use dismantle. Bird swoop, and strike. There we go. And we managed to come out of that without taking any damage. Gambler's Brew. Discard any number of cards and draw that many, which is really good. Okay. Add a copy of the 3rd attack you play each turn into your hand. This is an interesting power, but I think we go with Stone Armor again. That is effectively going to be our block that we're going to be maintaining for the majority. Okay, Wongos. Welcome to Wongos. We have what you want at wontastic prices, says the least enthusiastic clerk you ever met. Peruse our wares and enjoy your time at Wongos, they continue, without even looking up. We can either downgrade a random card, or obtain a random common relic. Because downgrading a random card sucks, we're just going to take the bargain bin. 1 common relic. Start each combat with 1 dexterity. We are Wongo wowed by your generosity, wonderful patron. You now have 32 Wongo points. With just 1,968 more points, you will receive our exclusive Wongo Customer Appreciation Badge. Have a wontastic day. You have no clue what they're talking about, and vow to never return to Wongos. But yeah, we're given the Oddly Smooth Stone, which, at the start of each combat, you get a Dexterity. So Dexterity is different from Strength. Strength scales your attack damage. Dexterity improves your block gained from cards. Given that we are not really relying on block cards that much, it's not that great, but it is decent for what it is. Okay, he's going to do 17 damage, no matter what, so I think it's in our best interest to just defend. Bird strike, strike, and strike. It's the best that we can do. We'll take 7 damage, but it's a small price to pay. And he's decided to take my Stone Armor Plus, which is slightly annoying. We will try and see if we can't fish for Tremble, which we do get. We will activate Pyre. This will give us energy back. We will do this, make him vulnerable, and then do Dismantle to really wail on the damage. There we go. Alrighty. He is going to do 21 damage if I don't do anything about it. I'll use Master of Strategy to beef ourselves up. I'll use Armaments, Inflame, and then Dismantle again. And throw in a strike. There we go. Alright, we get 20 gold, a Colorless Potion. We can take our Stone Armor back. You can choose to not take it if you don't like the card that he's taken, so there is that option. Alright, we've got the choice between Body Slam, Breakthrough, and Taunt. Honestly, I think we just need a damaging card that does damage to all enemies, so I think Breakthrough is the right choice here. Taunt is also tempting because it will add to our current block, but we've got enough cards that I think it warrants... we just need Breakthrough. That's really all we want. We've now got 2 campfires to look forward to. We don't need to heal, so we're just going to upgrade cards. Given our current circumstances, I think upgrading Inflame or Stone Armor is like the best choice out of the lot. Getting more card draw is equally as important. Breakthrough gets us more damage, but obviously we want something that's going to increase our potency. So I'm going to go with Stone Armor. That's just going to increase our armor value. It's just a good stable choice, and it will protect us from danger. And now we've got the Slumbering Beetle, which we've got to be careful about. He's going to be sleeping for 3 turns, so we got to be very quick in taking out his brood. So let's do this. This is going to give us 10 block. We'll Battle Trance to see if we can get more. Thankfully, we got this Stone Armor. We'll activate Armaments here. Throw down Stone Armor. That's going to give us 16 block every turn. And the Silk Bullbug is going to try and debuff us with Weak. Okay. We have to be very quick, otherwise things are going to go awry really quickly and really bad. We will throw in a Demon Form here. Yes, it's not much, but it'll have to do. And hopefully we get the energy for the last turn, just so we have a lot of damage that we can do next turn. Okay, we managed to get the Pyre. Good. That's prep turn done. We will do Inflame. Master of Strategy here. We can use a block if we so desire. I think it's in our best interest to do so. And we'll do a Bird Swoop against this Bullbug here. Alright. This Slumbering Beetle is now going to start waking up to cause some harm to us. Yep, the Slumber wears off, and he's coming in with 16 damage. Outright. We'll throw down a Battle Trance just so we get, everything up there. We're going to use Armaments to upgrade everything. We can do 18 damage. Let's do a Bird Swoop here. Get a kill on here. With 13, that'll bring me up to 19 block, which will protect me against a Slumbering Beetle. So we just want to strike down this guy. And once we do, we can then focus on the Slumbering Beetle, which is going to empower himself, it seems. And he's going to do a lot of strength scaling, which is a bummer. Okay, we want to do a normal strike here. We will Tremble, Strike, Defend. That'll get us enough block to defend against him. And he's going to keep scaling defense until we take him out. So we got to be really quick with it. Thankfully, we do a lot of damage with our scaling strength. Just as he scales, so do we. Alright, we've got Bully, Primal Force, and Fight Me. We can deal 5 damage twice with Fight Me. Primal Force converts once again. And deal 4 damage and deals 2 additional damage for each vulnerable on the enemy. Bully is tempting, but we're not going to be taking it. We're instead going to keep going. We've got enough cards as it is. As for what we upgrade next... I think this is a Battle Trance angle. Get us an additional 4 cards. Just so we can continue to keep cycling cards and go through them faster and faster. Or at least that's the goal. We can... Oh, and we got the Stone of All Time events. A massive boulder sits in the middle of the abandoned courtyard. A black reed, Stone of All Time. Its presence, shape, and adornments indicate that this courtyard was built around this stone, and it has never moved from this spot. We can either drink and lift, which we lose a colorless potion and gain max HP boost, or we can push, where we lose HP, but we enchant an attack with Vigorous 8. Now, if we were to do that, I think Dismantle is the way to go. So we are going to go with Push, because that will just basically deal an additional 60 damage if we specifically dismantle in that instance. So yeah, we're going to enchant a card with Vigorous, give it 8, and that's going to be a ridiculous card. And upgraded, that's going to be even more ridiculous, so there you go. Whenever you rest, heal additional 15 HP. Nice. So if we ever go to a rest site, we get an additional 15 HP as part of the trade. Symbiote. Along your travels, you stumble upon a dark, amorphous polyp. You can sense that it's very old and very evil. Because... I do need to check something. Really quick, so give me a moment. Because this matters. Because I've never run into this situation. Okay, so I had to double check. You cannot enchant more onto it. So we unfortunately missed out on a 50% increase over the 8 direct increase, which is okay. It just means that we gotta choose something else if we want the 50% increase. Bird Swoop would be a good choice because it would increase the damage by 50%. But again, I think this is a angle where we need to do something else. At most, like, I could see Breakthrough being used in that regard, but I think we transform here, as weird as it seems. We're going to transform one of our strikes in our deck, because we've got a lot of those. And we get Mangle, where an enemy loses 10 strength, and we also deal 15 damage. I don't know how to feel about that one. I guess that could work in a defensive manner, so there is options there, but I don't think it's a good card. At the start of each combat, discard any number of cards and draw that many. Ooh, that's really tempting. Or that's really good, even. That will allow us to cycle our deck and get us what we need. You approach the oldest person you've ever seen. We meet once more. It's me, Ranwid. You do not know this man. We can either give him the Gambler's Brew, 100 gold, or the Oddly Smooth Stone, for 2 random relics. I think what we're going to do is we're going to sacrifice the Oddly Smooth Stone. Yes, it's a small price to pay for 2 random relics. However, to be fair, it's only 1 loss of dexterity, which is 1 block loss. And considering we're getting plating that does more, I think this is the right move. So we get a strawberry and an anchor. So we start each combat with 10 block. Okay, so that's even better for us. Exemplary. Ratwood observes a relic studiously for several minutes, then eats the Oddly Smooth Stone. Oh no. That's not good. Okay, we're met with this guy again. Okay, let's see what we got. Whenever you apply Vulnerable, draw a card. Okay, so this makes the tremble effect a card draw on top of everything. That's wild. We can exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand, gain 5 block for each card. Nah. Put a skill from your draw pile into your hand and exhaust. If we had the gold, I'd take it. Deal 11 damage to all enemies, exhaust. This could be very powerful if done right. Is it better than the Thorns, which makes enemies take 3 damage every time they hit me? Yeah, no, I'm going to take the Vicious and get some card removal going. We're going to get rid of the Mangle here. It's just too costly to warrant. So we're just going to ditch that. If we had more energy to spare, I'd consider it, but it's just a dead weight for us. At least in my opinion. Alright, we are dealing with the Infested Prism. We want to ideally prep ourselves, so we want to get rid of the strikes. We don't need Demon Form right now, so we're going to just get rid of those. We will then throw in a Battle Trance to get 4 more cards. Perfect. We will trigger Stone Armor. That's going to give us 10 block, which will block the majority here. If we use Armament, we will get a boost on everything. And it really just comes down to what we use here, huh? I think we use the Inflame here, and then do Bird Swoop here. It's a good starter, and hey, we actually get another attack in. Given the circumstances, first time this card is played deals 8 additional damage. We're going to actually go for the Tremble Angle here. We get enough block to actually block the attack, so we're good. So yeah, we're getting additional armor on top of everything, which is nice. Okay. We go increase Stone Armor. This will give us a 15. And we also get extra arm. Well, no, we don't, actually. I'll throw down a Master Strategy to get something else. We're going to go with Pyre. There we go. That gives us 1 more energy. And we want Vicious, so that way whenever we apply a Vulnerable, we draw 1 card. Now, I'm not sure whether this gives us 2 cards or 1 card when we apply it. Because if it's each instance of Vulnerable, that's going to be amazing. We are just going to use Vicious here. Yes, we'll take 1 damage, but it's a small price to pay for getting the card draw out. Yeah, so whenever we apply Vulnerable, we get card draw, which is ridiculous. Alright, but because this guy is now vulnerable, I can just do this. There we go. I'll throw down a Battle Trance to see what I get. Oh, we get Armaments. Perfect. That's extra block. Oh, 1 second. Alright, I need to do something real quick. I will be back with you guys shortly. See you guys in a bit. I will definitely have to figure out how to handle the menu there, opening up and whatnot, but I can't really do much. I guess I can do this instead. Be right back shortly. Alright, apologies for the delay, I'm now back. Let's get back into things. So, right, he's dealing 27 damage. We should probably at least do 2 blocks and then do 2 strikes, just to really whale him down. And the plating will cover the rest, which is nice. Okay, so he's going full defensive. We're just going to activate Demonic Form to start scaling our offense. We'll throw down that, so that way we get a more card draw, do Bird Swoop. I could lose an HP to do more damage, but there's no real need to do so. So, we'll just do that. There we go. Alright, now, we should be able to take him out this turn. Yeah, I mean, if we use armaments here, we just upgrade everything, which is nice. And yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay, so we've got a build going. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, you gain 4 block. Ooh, that's actually pretty good because we do play 3 attacks every turn. Let's just reblock every turn. Okay, we got the choice between Pillage, Rampage, and Flame Barrier. Pillage deals 6 damage, and you draw cards until you draw a non-attack card. I don't think I need that right now. Not for our build currently. Rampage. Deal 9 damage. Increase the card's damage by 5 this combat. This is good if you want a scaling card. Honestly, I don't think this is the right choice for us, considering we need a whole bunch of these Rampages to work with us. And Flame Barrier. Flame Barrier is kind of useless to us, so we're just going to skip this. It's a skip ankle. Our HP is doing amazingly well, all things considering. I'm kind of surprised we're doing this well. From here, though, I think it's really just a dependence on whether we upgrade Vicious or something else. I think we do Vicious, because that will allow for a lot more card draw. But Demon Form is also tempting. I'm not going to lie. Let's go with Vicious, because that's just going to increase our card draw overall. And it will help the late game. Hello, hello. We've got 3 enemies to work with. We are going to get rid of the strikes. Our defense for this turn should be stable, so we shouldn't need to defend. But we are going to keep the Vicious, because that's just prep. Alright, Fire, perfect. That's going to give us more energy. Stone Armor. That's going to give us 20 block, which should be enough, and we'll throw down the Vicious in prep. That's going to give us 5 block to prep us against every other turn. Yes, it does mean that we'll take some damage, but I think we can tolerate it. Alrighty. We can throw down yet another Stone Armor and throw down a armament here. There we go. Do we need Master of Strategy right now? I don't think we do. I think this is just a prep phase, so we should definitely Demon Form here. Let's see. He's going to do 14, 22, 28. I'm not a fan of that, so let's see if I can't get a bit of block going. If I were to block, then I'd have to keep that in mind. I guess I could do this. There we go. Do I risk the damage? I'm gonna say... Well, let's see. Yeah, no, let's double block here. And we will tremble. Do we tremble? No, but we do damage here. So we'll do this, and then we'll throw down a... Yeah, so the 30 will be enough. And we'll throw down a Inflame, just to prep us for next turn. We'll get 6 or so cards going, so that should be good. Yeah, so we block basically the whole turn. That's good. They are going to start increasing in damage, though, which is a problem. Let's drink this. I'm not a fan of any of these, really, so we're just going to gamble those away. Okay. We'll just upgrade this. I guess do bird swoop on... Well, first we do breakthrough here. And then we just decide on which one we're going to target. I guess take you out. Why not? Okay. We take a bit of damage. Could be worse, but we're clearing out the deck of the enemy, so that's good. Okay. So I can either block to high hell, which I probably am going to do. And then we just want to take you out, get rid of your strength. And then next turn, we're just going to have to try our best to whittle these two down as quickly as possible. Which I think is possible here. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll Tremble here. This will give us 2 card draw. We'll do a Battle Trance to get 4 more cards. Armament to really stack the odds in our favor. If we do this, we'll do 30 damage. Versus 20. There we go. There we go. Done. That wasn't too bad. We get some gold, we get a strength potion, we get the Petrified Toad, which at the start of each combat procure a potion-shaped rock, which deals 15 damage. So I guess every potion slot is filled by a Petrified Toad that deals damage. We are given Twin Strike, Bloodletting Plus, or Impervious. I don't think energy is the issue at the moment, so we're just going to abandon Bloodletting. Impervious is fun, but I don't think it's the play. It's a fun card, but we don't need it. Not for us. And our HP is doing really well, so we don't actually need to upgrade anything here in that regard. I think the only thing that we really want to do is just increase our strength gain. So we're going to go with the upgraded Demon form here. That's just going to increase our damage output, and now we deal with the Warper. Alright. This guy is a bit of a pest. Not a dangerous one, but an annoying one, at the very least. I kind of like these cards, so we're actually going to keep them. We are going to use Master of Strategy, though. We'll use Pyre here. There we go. That's going to give us more energy to work with immediately. Yep, so we use Battle Trance here just to get more cards out. We will use Armaments to upgrade, I think. Yeah, just get a whole bunch of upgrades going. And I guess we use Inflame. We'll wait on the Vicious part, because we want to focus on the damage output increase, I think, right? Yeah, let's go with the Inflame. It's just early game prep. I will need to increase it even further, though. So we will down the Strength Potion, use the Colorless Potion, and all that jazz. So let's drink this. This gives us more. Stone Plating is going to be a good staple for us. Let's go with the Colorless Potion. What do we get? Pull a skill from your draw pile into your hand and exhaust. Dramatic Entrance or Panic Button. Let's go with Secret Technique. We get another defend. Lovely. Well, it's enough to get us the block that we need to block against the 16 he's going to do. And we'll just... We're going to save this mantle until we get the vulnerable going. So until then, we just have to make do with that. Until we get more damage, I'm just going to have to wait on the potion-shaped rock as well, so that is another thing. Okay, Stone Armor. We'll do Frantic Escape twice. We'll do this and Bird Swoop. And why not? Let's just throw the rock. It's only going to do a set of 15 anyways. Ooh, 14 damage, not fun. Okay. Can't really do much here. We're just not getting a lot of cards this turn. That's unfortunate, but just how it goes. Whenever you apply a card, yep, this is probably it. We will defend, bird swoop, slash, frantic escape even further. Let's just keep ourselves away as far as possible. Okay, he's doing another 20. Lovely. Let's first battle trance to see what we get. We got the tremble, nice. I think we demon form here. We tremble. And we probably do dismantle here. There we go. It's a lot of damage, so might as well, right? We are now 4 turns away, that's fine. Okay. We can use Tremble to get more card draw going. Perfect. I'll throw another attack in. Frantic Escape. There we go. Keep that turn up to avoid getting killed by the enemy. We're doing really well, all things considering. Okay, we didn't get much in the way of attacks, so I'm just going to armament here. And we're just going to strike, break through, and just block a little bit. Can't really do much, but yeah, we're doing the best. And hey, he's down to 45, so that's good. We will battle trance here. Perfect. This is a dismantle angle, and there we go. Second floor done. We get another gold card to our deck. We've got choice between Thrash, Pyre, or Stoke. Deal 4 damage again twice. Pyre is probably the play here, just to get more energy. Or even more energy, I should say. I just play everything in our hand. Or we could go Stoke. Exhaust your hand, draw a card for each card exhausted. I'm going to go with Pyre here, though. That seems like the smart choice. More energy means more opportunity. Now it's a question of where we go next. But first, the flower.
So weak, but you have potential. Use this weapon.
Okay. At the start of your turn, we can add a random attack into our hand. It costs 0 for this turn. Whenever you kill an elite, upgrade 4 random cards. Or the first card you play each combat is played an extra time. So, in theory, if we were to use the throwing axe and we were to pair it with, I don't know, Pyre, that would probably be an amazing tool, but it's rare to get that. I think it's in our best interest to target elites, so we should probably go the leftmost side here. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, we're going to go elites. Alright. And this will allow us to upgrade 4 random cards in our deck every time we do an elite, so this will make it really valuable. I think we have the power and potential to actually do that, so... Now, what we'll do is we'll go this route to go into this elite, but first we'll have to go through combat first, which is the Empower guy. Oh boy. We don't need these 2 just yet, so we'll hold on to those. We'll Pyre it up first. Master of Strategy. Okay, we are going to... actually, let's not armament here. We will Stone Armor, Vicious, and then Bird Swoop here. It's not a lot, but it gets us more plating, which is good. And I guess technically we can store our potion-shaped rocks while we're at it. Or store them, I should say. We'll battle trance here, just to get more cards out. We've got 9 block. I guess we could actually sacrifice some damage this turn. So we're going to Demon Form Pyre here, just to get some more energy going. A slight bit more, but it's still 6 energy, so it's not bad. All for the sake of doing enough damage. We'll do this. This gives us 14 plating. This would give us 20 block. This, there we go. It's not a lot, but it's enough. It'll at least block the damage we take. But he's going to start scaling like crazy, so we got to be very careful here. I'll Battle Trance to get more damage out. Oof. Okay, he's gonna start doing some ridiculous amounts of damage if I don't deal with him real quick. He needs to be vulnerable for me to actually take advantage of it, though. Let's just do as much damage as we can here. 27 is just going to have to be enough. And yeah, no, we need to take him out this turn. Okay. Thankfully, we've got the damage that we need. We just arm it up. There we go. Good. Got lucky there. Let's see. Setup, strike, breakthrough, stampede. None of these are really I need, so we just keep going. And we get to a shop. What do we go with? At the start of each combat, choose one of 3 random colorless cards to add, and add the chosen card into your hand. Nothing really good. Gain 5 block. You receive 50% less damage from vulnerable enemies this turn. This actually goes really hard with our build. Do I take it, though? I think this is a Colossus angle, believe it or not. I could go with the toolbox, but I think this just holds out better. We gain 5 block, but we receive 50% less damage from vulnerable enemies. And considering bosses are going to be always vulnerable, that's always going to be a good angle to go with. We're going to get another mystery here. Ooh, we've got the enchant with Sharp, Nimble, and Swift. Swift is usually the go-to for me to get more cards in my deck. So it really just comes down to personal preference on what you choose, really. Nimble would get us more block every turn. And Sharp would increase our damage by 2. What do we use for block every turn? I mean, increasing Armand's block wouldn't hurt. I don't think that's the right play. Colossus, though. I think this is a Colossus Nimble upgrade. Yeah, we're going to go with Colossus here. This will give us 7 block instead of 5. And it's going to upgrade to be even more when we get to a campfire, so it works out. Alright, it's these guys. Okay. Let's get rid of that. We keep the rest. Let's fire it up. Battle trance. Okay, we... Ah, I missed out on the vulnerable chance, but that's fine. We'll do this. And I guess... Well, we can't really utilize the power of Colossus. It's just slightly more block, really. We'll use it now, just because it's going to increase our block. And I'm actually going to keep these Potion Shaper Rocks, because we can actually utilize... Well, I only need 2, so I probably throw 1 just in case. Let's see. If we don't get a potion, so be it, but let's try and get a potion if we can. Okay. Okay, Flame, Fire. I can just barely get a potential kill, but I'm gonna save the rocks. We get 13 block. We're gonna take some damage, but it can't be helped. So, we'll heal 6 next turn. Okay, we'll throw up some defense here. We'll take 1 damage just to do damage, and we'll block up. There we go. It'll have to do. He's going to buff himself up, giving strength, which is not good. So we should take him out as soon as we can. Okay, I'm getting really unlucky on the card draw part. Okay. Well, at least I got 30 block, which is just enough. There we go. But we are definitely going to have to take him out now. Okay. And then there we go. We just do demon form here, and then we just block this guy. He's going to be relatively easy to deal with. There we go. Done. Do we get a potion? We do get the Fortifier Potion, which is actually really good. We are going to discard one of the rocks. And let's see. Fight me, anger, or expect to fight. Gain energy for each attack in your hand. I'm going to say no to this because we're getting enough energy as is. Fight me is tempting, but again, we've got enough cards that we're probably going to be fine. Okay, let's upgrade the Colossus. Because if we make the enemy vulnerable, then we're just going to want to use Colossus every single time to minimize the amount of damage we take, period. Alright, time for the elite. Okay, we've got an aggressive elite here. Well, an aggressive individual, I should say. We'll ditch... Well, we do want the card or energy early on. We just don't get enough energy for it. Let's sacrifice that for now. We don't need these. We want to prep defensively first. Master of Strategy. Here we go. Double down on Stone Armor. That's going to get us 16, which is going to get us 26 block. And I guess what we'll do is we will Tremble here to start us off. Yes, it doesn't necessarily mean we get to block a lot this turn, but that's fine. We actually get to block half of the damage he does this turn, so that's good. We do that. We can throw a Defend in and get the Swoop in. There we go. I guess I could have used the rocks this turn, but that's my mistake. I'll throw down another vulnerable when I get a chance. I will do Armament here. Vicious, Inflame, Defend. And throw an attack. And our block will negate most of it. There you go. Nice. Okay. We will Battle Trance here. Hello, hello. We managed to get the block, but we didn't get anything good out of it. We'll Pyre up. We'll Colossus. So he's going to do 24 damage. I think we can risk going damage, because we're only going to take, like, 1 point at this point. So, yeah. Gotta take it where we can. Alright. We will Armamenteer, Demon Form, Tremble, A. We will Dismantle here. There we go. Bird Swoop. And we're just going to take a big chunk. But that's fine. And you know what? We do have the chance to use the potion-shaped rock, so now would be the time. There we go. Battle Trance it up. Get another Dismantle, and that's basically combat. There we go. We get 4 upgrades. Mainly our strikes and defense get upgraded, which is good. We get a weak potion for our troubles, and a whetstone, which upgrades 2 random attacks. Nice. Okay, we got a choice between Twin Strike, Shrug It Off, or Feed. Feed is a bit too late to use here. If it were early on, I would definitely consider it, but unfortunately, it's just not enough. Shrug It Off. We've got enough card draw that I think we can actually manage without it. It's a good card, but it's just not good enough right now. It just fills our deck with things that we don't need, so we just ignore this. We are going to go for this chest because we can then go for the question mark and then go for another elite. Then depending on how we feel, well, I guess I go for the campfire, then the question mark, elite, and then there. So we are going to be fighting 3 elites, basically. At the start of your second turn, gain 2 energy. That is ridiculously useful to set us up. We're getting really lucky. We're going to divine 3 times. Okay, we only got 3. That's fine. That's unfortunate, but whatever. We'll go for this elite here. Ah, it's an aggressive one. Okay. I think we can manage, though. We're going to take away these. There we go. We got lucky on the stone armor part. So we've got a 26 block now. We roll this. We don't actually have the energy to do anything else, so I think it's just in our interest to do an attack. Then we'll save the Master Strategy for another turn. Alright. We block the attack. That's good. He's going to start throwing out debuffs, which is not going to be fun. But due to that, we can basically... Well, I guess we'll just throw the block while we're at it. Why not? We can upgrade this. Not an angle to use Dismantle. We need to wait until he's vulnerable, which we can't really apply just yet. We need to cast it 3 turns before we can actually apply vulnerable. I did that in the wrong order. Ah, well. We're going to get 14 block. Thankfully, the burn is going to be something we can ignore, so it's not a huge ordeal. Alright. He's going to do a ridiculous amount of damage, so we got to prep for that. Thankfully, we get energy back, so that's good. I think this is a triple block foundation here. Oh. My bad. Alright, well, I guess we're taking a whole bunch of damage. Ah, well. Okay. Master of Strategy, just to get us everything. We use Pyre here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. So if we use this, it'll bring it to 6, which will bring us up to 10. Upgrade. Strike. Bird Swoop. Colossus. Okay, we take some damage from the burn, but that's fine. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a rough time with this guy. Usually I have trouble mostly with this guy, so I'm hoping that we can really whittle him down in particular. And you know what? Let's just throw this so that way we can actually get rid of his accursed defense there. Alright, he's going to defend, and he's going to ready a aggressive strike. But now we're going to start scaling ridiculously on damage output, so... We armament here. We'll throw down a defend. Strike, strike. He is, he now can be afflicted with vulnerable, but we'll have to take the hit here, and hope we'll be fine. We are down to 20 HP. Thankfully, he only attacks once every 3 turns now, so that's good. We apply to vulnerable here. We do Colossus. Throw down a bundle of attacks. Defend. There we go. Alright. Now we should be fine to actually take him out. I'm hoping. But of course, the card draw of the burn is going to be pain. Okay. Alright, we should be able to get it next turn. I'm just hoping. It really comes down to card draw at this point, because that's the gamble here. If we can't get through his 660, then we're basically boned. And that's GG, unfortunately. There is no way to actually physically get past this, so GG. And there we go, death. Third axe is pretty nice. We did the best that we could, and that's just how it goes sometimes. The Ironclad was stabbed and burned by a Mecha Knight. End of timeline. Reveal epochs to unlock cards, relics, and much more. It is time to unlock the first. Nia, the reopening. Mother of Resurrection, Niao, awakened from her slumber. Rise, champion. Again. Again. Niao will now greet you at the start of each run. And we are given 4 epochs to basically go through. Chapter 1, Priam. A void of nothingness. But then the world came into existence. It churned about and molded itself to that which tells stories. Along this journey lay a planet named Priam, a mere speck in the universe. They say that a great story about a spire took place there. We get automation, entropy, and catastrophe. And more things unlock. Chapter 2, Devastation. The Ironclad Strength surges. The flames of the demonic pact course through his blood. Cuts and bruises heal rapidly. The Valley Guard are cleaved in two. The Desert Tribe are burned to a crisp. Windwalkers smashed into the ground. And even a familiar horde of aggressive bronze-clad warriors are set ablaze with these exciting new flames. All of the Ironclad's enemies are shown no mercy. All of the Ironclads. Ironclad. Where is it? We get the Red Skull, the Paper Frog, and the Ruined Helmet for our troubles. The Ironclad, a warrior from a faraway land, entered the Spire, driven by pure instinct and accursed blood. He has lost all reason and identity. All who prevent his ascent shall perish. We get Molten Fist, Cruelty, and Dominate. And finally, the fog rolls in. News of the Spire's reopening made its way to the Silence. She ferries the boat to the capital. The Silence sneaks past the gate worms with ease and enters Spire once more. Alrighty. It is unfortunate that we were unable to get a successful run in our first bout, but that's just sometimes how it goes. It can't be really helped, but hey, we did the best that we could. For the next run, I'm probably just going to go right into it, but I will be ending the recording. So for those of you who enjoyed, I hope you like, subscribe, comment, and whatnot. And yeah, you'll see another run in a mere moment. See you guys in a bit.